All right, good morning and what is up, everybody? Welcome to Stashcraft. This is basically the first review video I've ever done on this channel. Before it was a lot of gaming stuff, but I am interested in buying techie stuff, camping gear, outdoor stuff, workout, fitness equipment, anything that you can think of. I'm probably going to start buying and reviewing because that's the stuff that I'm super interested in. So today we are starting off with the Nerunsa Smartwatch. You can see me wearing it here. We bought it off Amazon. I believe it was $30. It was on sale. It's originally, if I'm not mistaken, $80, which is a pretty, I don't want to say a hefty price tag when you compare it to other price watches or other smartwatches. But I think once we get into this review, you're going to see that this watch isn't quite worth $80. Maybe the $30, but we're going to talk about all that stuff. So let's get into the Nerunsa Smartwatch. I've worn this watch since last Thursday. It is now Monday, so it's been a few days. I think I've explored everything that it has to offer. It's a very simple. You can see if I get the screen here. It's a bright screen. It's a clear screen. It's clean. It's customizable via the app. I don't remember the app name exactly. I'll probably put that in the description, or I'll put it in text right around here somewhere. But basically, like, it connects to an app on your phone. It connects very seamlessly. I think it's GoFit or something like that. It was very easy to connect, Bluetooth, obviously. It's very easy to get set up, but within the app, you kind of have access to more of your settings. There's a lot less settings that you actually have access to on the watch than I had thought. So we can change our watch face and do some simple, like, default watch faces that they have. Themes, which is basically just the layout of kind of like where all your buttons go on the screen. Brightness, and then your sound, whether it's playing media from your phone or not. And that's basically all the settings that you have on the watch. Everything else goes through the app. So I think it was things like the screen shut off time, stuff like that. A little bit more in depth through the app. I primarily bought this watch looking to be more. I'm getting into running more. I've always been into working out, but more running. And I was looking at Fitbits, Garmin, stuff like that. And they're very expensive. And I was thinking, like, I wonder if there's any cheap options out there. So we started with this one. But basically, it was just more to get into like the fitness lifestyle, stuff like that. So let's get into my thoughts. All right. Originally, out of the box, it was very clean. Again, like, I think it's a comfortable watch. I think the screen is very, very nice. And before I got too into the app, I was thinking, like, there's a lot of stuff here. But then you quickly realize that a lot of the buttons in the app, or like a lot of the settings, you go into it and it's like, oh, it's your, do you want this on or off? And you're like, that's it? I don't get to customize anything about it? No, just on or off. Do you want it or not? So when I dove further into the app, I realized there's a lot less here than I thought there was. Here's a good example, right? So you go through the sports, so I went on a run, and I chose that I was going on a run, and there was a lot of things to customize. I don't want to say a lot, but there's a good amount of things to customize within your run, such as when you wanted to hear your time and pace and distance, all that stuff. You could change the durations. There's a GPS, maps out your GPS. So pretty cool stuff, standard stuff. And then I was looking through all the sports, and there's weightlifting, swimming, climbing, bowling, walking, Pilates, yoga. There's a shit ton. And I was thinking, like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, I wonder how much stuff there is within all those, individual sports to customize. And then I click on them all, and, like, there's nothing. You basically just get your duration of your workout, calories burned, and your heart rate. And while we're on the topic of, like, the data, I do think that the data collection on this watch and a lot of the numbers that you're seeing are fairly inaccurate. I know for a fact the run data was inaccurate on the app because I was out there casually running just to collect data for the video, right? And I was running about a 9:30, 10-minute mile pace, sometimes slower. And the watch displayed a fairly accurate pace. But then I would check the app, and it would show that I was running a 40-minute mile pace, and obviously that's wrong. But then like in my ears, it would tell me I was running a 6-minute mile pace, which is again, obviously wrong. So it was just kind of silly because I'm like, okay, well, so the app isn't helping me at all. It tracked my distance, and I did have Map My Walk, the Under Armour app. It's free. I used that at the same time I was running my workout on whatever app this thing runs off of, and the distance did seem, very similar. And so at least that part was right. But in terms of like your pacing and stuff like that, sometimes I felt like my heart rate, I was like, dude, I'm dying, and this thing says I'm sitting at 100 beats per minute. So I don't know how valid any of that data is, and it made me question a lot of it. And then we'll talk about the pedometer, the step counter. This thing will track your steps while you're sleeping. It'll track your steps while you're sitting at your desk. So if you are someone who's looking for like, I want to watch that'll track my steps, and say you have that goal of 10,000 steps a day, this thing can make you think that you are walking a lot more than you are. I know I was at work yesterday and I wore it, and I racked up, I think it was like several hundred steps, if not close to 1,000, while I was just sitting still at a desk. So I don't know. To me, I'm like, what's the point? I don't usually use steps as a measurement of fitness anyways. Just get up, walk, run, do whatever. But the data, nonetheless, I think you get what I'm saying, is it just seemed inaccurate, and it's not very reliable. Now, granted, this is a $30 watch, and you get $30 worth of value out of it. It tells time. It tracks your heart rate. I think the calories burned calculation is obviously, that's going to be off too, because I ran a total of, I think it was like 3 miles when I was doing the run on this watch the first day I got it, and it said I'd only burned like 100 calories, and that's just very inaccurate. I refuse to believe that is the truth, because then I would check the Map My Walk, and it would say that I was burning upwards of 300-400. And again, that's not tracking my heart rate or anything like that, but still. One thing I haven't touched on yet is the sleep. It does track your sleep, and I've honestly taken it off most of the nights I've gone to bed. I just didn't feel like wearing it to bed. But I did wear it one night for sleep to track it, and it all the data that you're going to get is that you spent so much time in light and sleep, and then so much time in deep sleep. And I think you can go into the app and see a little bit more, like how much time you spent awake, but you won't see that on your watch. So the app will tell you a little bit more information about that, but it was nothing earth-shattering, but it was simple. So while I'm not super happy with everything about this watch, I think there's a lot of things that they can do better. I definitely wouldn't buy this watch at the $80 price tag that it's normally at. But for $30, if you're looking for a watch, like I just want a smartwatch, I can get you your texts. It will show your texts. It'll play music through it. So, or like any of your videos that you're watching on your phone. It does, what else are we looking at here? It gets your phone calls. There's a lot of things that it can do that like a normal watch can't. So as a smartwatch, I'd say the $30 value is okay. If you're looking for just a watch, and it has some like, little side things that you can do. It tells the weather, if you're looking for your heartbeat and, a vague estimate of what you're doing throughout your day, I'd say this watch is all right. I personally plan to upgrade to one that has a little bit more data collection, that's a little bit more accurate, that I can actually start logging, my workouts and things like that, and customizing. I'd like to be able to go on a run and say that I want to run at a 8-minute mile pace, and it tells me, hey, speed up, slow down, even something like that. So we're going to keep browsing through smartwatches on this channel for sure, as well as a bunch of other things, camping gear, other fitness gear, just outdoorsy stuff. This is my first video, so the videos are only going to get better. If you did like this video, hold on, we should rate the watch first. I'm going to give the watch like a 6 out of 10. I think it's pretty standard. I think it's a very normal watch. I don't think it does anything over the top. I think some of the data collection is off. So 6 out of 10, I think that's fair. But as I was saying, if you did enjoy this video, here's the box that runs the smartwatch. If you did enjoy this video and you want to see more, like and subscribe. Leave your comments down below of what watch you guys are wearing, or if there's one that you recommend that I try next. We are starting off at some of the cheaper options, and then we're going to build our way up. I think next I want to try the Amazfit. So if any of you have any of the Amazfit watches, I think it's the Amazon brand watch, leave your comments down below. And with that, thank you guys. We will see you in the next one.